Welcome back to Dark and Dicey, you guys. And as you can see, we have a much fuller cast this week. Welcome back, Zach.
Howdy.
We have missed you. We had just recently caught Zach up on what's been going on, and very quickly, let's because I want as much time for this session as possible. I'm going to jump right in and start filling in what happened last time. So last time, Trixa involved the alternative winning strategy for the death buffet and managed to trigger her second zombie apocalypse, which wiped out most, if not all, the ravenous clan population in the labyrinth city of Iron Rock. However, they did miss their opportunity to take out their king, Raslin Rockskin, who, after they plundered the city a tiny bit, escaped onto the Black Lotus, which is the flagship of Winkerbean. And now, after Mr. Rockskin boarded the ship, Zach's character, Wordblend, an NPC at the time, decided that, hey, his daughter is on that ship. It's right there. We're going to go after it. So, boarding the screaming skull ship that brought them here, they tailed the Black Lotus for quite a bit of time until sunset in what they assumed to be a blind spot on the ship. Unfortunately, it turns out that Winkerbean had lured them into somewhat of a trap. They were surrounded by 6 Thizbanar naval battleships. And after a very dangerous encounter at sea where they were trying to somehow avoid cannon fire and board the Black Lotus, Korth made mention to Kovacs, who is currently control undeading the ship, that she could perhaps even things out a bit with her necromantic magic. She just simply needs to borrow some of the power Dwight instilled in Kovacs. And with that, she was able to enhance their undead screaming ship into a war machine. This thing grew crazy undead wings. It got bigger, buffer, more reinforced. It grew eldritch blast cannons. It was a lot happened. Afterwards, they were able to sink most of the ships, disable a couple, more or less take the Thizbanar fleet out of commission, and last we left them, they were soaring through the air, about to crash into the Black Lotus proper. So, that is where we will pick up our session. Wordblend, you were on this monstrosity of an undead vessel with Kovacs. Anya and Korth are powering the vessel for it to shoot these eldritch blasts, and that is what they are busy doing. Trixa is on board the Black Lotus. She has snuck aboard, dispatched a sailor, released some dogs. They're safe.
Like release them for freedom, or like release the dogs?
I think for freedom. I think she fed them and then just let them out of their cages. Now they're really happy with her,
So we found out who let the dogs out.
It was in fact Trixa.
Wow.
It happened.
I'm back.
It can't unhappen.
Can't stop me.
It's out into the universe.
You got me with that one.
You'll never be able to take it back. And of course, Pluck as Shark Pluck not only disabled a couple of the Thizbanar ships, but also was managed to bite and kind of torpedo a hole through the bottom of the Black Lotus. Was stuck in said hole for a little bit, but was able to wiggle his way free, and now the Black Lotus is slowly but surely taking on water. And that is, now everyone is picked up. You are sailing through the air. You're rapidly approaching the Black Lotus. Kovacs, Wordblend, you're on deck of this massive undead ship. And as you're sailing through the air, the cannonballs the Black Lotus launched at you just sort of fly in and around your vision. The boat has done well enough to make sure you don't get hit out of the air by the barrage. But each cannonball is so close you can almost feel the wind as it carries each death missile past your faces. And as you get closer and closer to the Lotus proper, you see Winkerbean raise that small red gem that you saw him possess earlier. He raises it into the air towards you, and he snaps his fingers. A large fireball launches from his hand. Yeah, a large empowered fireball, and it starts to come on a collision course with your vessel. It is too late for you to maneuver this ship out of this fireball's way. There's no way to actually do it. However, if you want to make either an athletics check or straight up dexterity saving throw, whatever is higher for the both of you, you could try to abandon ship onto the Black Lotus at this moment.
I'll do the dex save.
All right.
I will go athletics or
Yeah, you can choose straight up dexterity saving throw or athletics.
athletics. We're gonna do athletics.
Blackjack. 20.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. 18.
Nice. All right, that's high enough for both of you to make it. So in a very, the kind of Mission Impossible slow motion scene that we all love, the fireball collides with the front of the ship, knocking it askew. It turns in midair and starts to fly off to the side of the ship. You can hear Korth and Anya below in the bows going, what the meanwhile, you two, you've both rolled high enough that I'll allow you to choose the form of your descent, should you want to make it extra sparkly. But you will make it onto the deck of the ship behind Winkerbean and crew.
Well, as I jump, I want to mentally communicate with the ship before and just say, "Good night, sweet prince."
All you hear in your head is, "Ah!"
I wanna like jump like behind some dudes and land like so my cape's like like land like Batman basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very dramatic.
Yeah.
Yes, your cloak settles just so. A small puff of dust.
Sweet.
I'll do a front flip and land in front of those dudes, and then do like a shoulder roll behind them, so I'm standing next to him.
All right, you shoulder roll right as the cape settles, so it's a very dramatic.
Yeah,
just as the dust clears, it reveals both of you ready and able to engage.
The boys are back.
That's right. Trixa, you are the closest to the mast, which holds the cage with K-Tree, Top Button, the lizard babies. Your two lizard friends. They don't see you yet because they're very high up, and you've just witnessed these two boarding the ship. What would you like to do?
Is there a way to climb up to them?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a couple of athletics checks because it is pretty high up there. But if you want to get started now...
If nobody is looking at me at this exact moment, I would like to do that.
Roll perception really quick.
2!
You don't see anyone looking at you.
Okay, so I jump onto the first thing I can get a handle on. Athletics or what?
Yeah, athletics.
16.
16? All right, no problem. You just start scurrying your way up the mast.
I would like to first get to K-Tree if she is accessible.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple of rolls because this mast is pretty low. All right, so you start your ascent up the mast. Pluck, you have just dislodged yourself from biting a hole on the underbelly of the ship. It's now taking water. If you were to surface, you'd probably see that there's a commotion on deck. You'd probably be able to hear Werblund and Kovacs. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stay a shark.
You're gonna stay a shark? Okay.
I'm just like, wow. I'm just moving my way around. I'm just gonna stay nearby.
All
Just
right.
kind of gauging things that might fall off and, see if there's anything of interest.
All right, sure. So
Do I know he's down there?
Yes, you do. You saw Pluck turn into a shark earlier. He flopped around in the boat. No one would help him get in the water.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Just a fin, just bark, 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 bark.
But yes, you do know he's a shark. All right. So since you two are the only ones that this crew can see, they turn to you. You two are more or less in the middle of the Black Lotus, right? The Winkerbean and a bunch of his goons are on one side, along with Raslin Rockskin. Trixa is all right. Middle of the ship, you guys. Winkerbean crew. Trixa climbing up the mast, all right, and Pluck around the ship. Winkerbean turns to you, fairly self-satisfied with blowing your murder ship out of the air, whatever that was, right? He takes a little red gem, polishes on his like weird purple, really gauche-looking jacket, right? And actually takes it and flips it over to Raslin, and he catches it. He's like, and what exactly do you think the two of you are going to do against an entire crew of my people?
They look like weaklings to me.
You don't know very much about us, do you, lad?
I mean, granted, they're not very good. Hey, I mean, you're not. I mean, look at you. You got snot coming down the side. But there are, like, hundreds of them. Come on, guys. Put your weapons down, and we'll be gentle.
Couldn't ever pass up a good warm-up, mate.
No, warm it. Okay, that's good. All right, well, how about this? How about you and Raslin over there? Raslin has taken this time to walk over to the suit, the adamantite golem suit you had previously seen, but did not interact with. And he places this red gem square in the middle of this adamantite golem's chest. There is what looks to be a clear glass holding mechanism, and he places it right there. And the entire golem suddenly lurches to life, red glowing eyes in the middle of its chest as it, giant saw blade for a hand, massive fiery looking cannon, and just lurches into life. Winkerby continues. Why don't you go ahead and be brave with Raslin over there? Him, you, him, and all my guards. How about that? And with that, what seems to be the entire crew stands to attention. There are soldiers and sailors coming up from the bowels of the ship. You just, at a glance, see dozens and dozens and dozens of these guys. Just very quick in mathing your head, there's like 30 of them. Just right now, right? And Raslin has climbed into, of course, appears to be the cockpit of this adamantite golem that they've either created from scratch or taken from somewhere. You don't know, but they own one, and that is perturbing. Unfortunately for you two, you are the only ones here to engage in combat. And we're about to roll for initiative.
Bollocks.
So you two do hear this, so I will give you an opportunity to act before initiative is rolled. This looks pretty dire for those two currently. And Pluck, you hear all of this from below where you are.
Mm-hmm. Still a shark. Still just like, I'm gonna stay down here.
Like, you know, as long as I'm in the water, I'm in no danger. Mm-hmm. And that's what matters.
I want to climb higher.
This isn't looking like such a good idea.
Is there like do we get like a second option now that we know that's there?
I'm thinking run. Perhaps.
On a massive boat.
And where would you like to do that?
There's plenty of space to run. It's a massive boat.
It's finite.
So how far is this thing?
Oh, okay.
From
So
us?
the Raslin's adamantite golem is good 40 yards away. It's a big boat.
Then we have like 30 soldiers or
Yeah, you
like
got about
sailors.
30 sailors, random mercenaries, mooks.
Cool. That's a lot of action economy, as they call it.
I don't know how this works in combat because I've only used it out of combat. Pass without trace, does that create invisibility within combat, or does this have to be activated before?
It's not so much invisibility, it's just if
High
you were
stealth.
if you were to try to stealth somewhere, it would drastically increase your stealthiness. If you had invisibility, it would work in combat.
I do not.
Okay. At least I have one idea. I'm going to dreadful aspect to try to make them all scared of me.
Okay. So you activate dreadful aspect. What do they have to roll?
It's a DC 14 wisdom.
DC 14 wisdom. Okay. I'm going to make 3 rolls, 10 each.
Okay.
All right. What was it, DC 14? Mm-hmm. All right. First group passes. They are more afraid of Winkerbean than they are of an evil Death Knight Paladin. So the first group of soldiers, they feel their metal tested. They go back a little, but then Winkerbean's like,
Yeah.
Second group, that's a 1. So 10 of them poop their pants collectively, all at once.
Oh no.
So it's audible. You can hear it. It's like,
Symphony.
yeah, like an orchestra of pants pooping.
Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah, like it's almost like in tune with each other.
Wow.
It's echoey. And they scream and they just start running towards the edge of the ship, ready to just jump off.
Oh.
They're not having any of it.
I see you've paid him well, Winkerbean.
Ah, for God's sake. Last one. Okay, so this group fails their save. Not as terrified as the previous group. Poop stays up the butt. But they are just kind of like, I don't know. I don't think we should. He's really scary.
I'm doing whatever the opposite of glowing is.
Right. You're like literally sucking light into yourself.
Negative glowing.
And so you have effectively cut the encounter down to 10 soldiers.
Plus the golem.
Plus the golem. Plus the golem.
But the real threat is the 10 soldiers, if we're being real.
Is there any way into the lower decks that are like nearby us?
Yes, you do see there's a series of doors that you imagine, just like any other ship, would lead into the lower decks of the ship. But for now, the two of you roll initiative, because those 10 soldiers who slightly more afraid of Winkerbean than you are about to attack along with Raslin.
Got an 11.
21.
By the way, since I haven't been around, will I still get in Allhaven trouble if I cast magic, or is that...
No. Actually, you're far away from Allhaven now that you can cast freely without fear of... Well, there is one adamantite golem here, but
we already
otherwise...
have major problems.
Right.
Is the ship like mostly wooden ship?
Oh, the ship itself?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Black Lotus is a state-of-the-art warship. It's very reinforced. So while, yes, it is made up of a large portion of wood, there's also a lot of metal, a lot of what's that called? Like fire retardant material. There's a lot of, it's just a very well-crafted ship. So while, yes, you could damage it through normal means, it's going to take a lot of effort to bring it down, even by chucking fireballs everywhere. Yeah.
How do
an idea.
our actions work timing-wise with the initiative?
I will go through the initiative, and then I'll go back to you guys to see what you guys want to do.
Okay.
All right, so the and okay, so now, I have to do it one more time. At the bottom of the initiative, you go. Codex, you first. So you guys are in the middle. The soldiers are in front of you. Raslin is slightly behind you here.
Okay. Am I in like melee range of the soldiers? Like if I like,
If you took a few, if you approach them, you totally.
but I wouldn't get like opportunity attack if I like went around them.
Around them? No. If you were to charge right into them, yes.
Yeah.
No.
And Warblin's right there.
Warblin's right next to you.
I think having a killing machine such as this with a saw blade and a cannon on a ship is a terrible idea. And maybe we can use that to our advantage.
What, did you want to try to get it to cut the ship up itself?
Absolutely.
And how the hell are you going to do that?
We just bait it. Get it to fire at us. Jump out of the way. I don't know.
What does it have on it again? A chainsaw and a...
The adamantite golem on its right hand has a huge circular saw, spinning circular saw. On the other, it just appears to be this massive. You can only almost see like this red burning tip at the edge of this cannon, and you hear it whirling, and you see random bouts of flame coming out the side like vents.
So that's probably similar to what he shot at the other vessel we were on then. It's the same. It's drawing power from the same thing, right?
Yeah, it is drawing power from the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. What about those 10?
Still trying to work that out.
I can throw down some smoke.
I guess what I'll do is, I wanna like go around these guys to put them between the golem and me.
Okay.
If there's enough room.
Yeah, so you would take your whole 30-foot move action and start to circle around them. You would get about yay, so you'd be directly across from Raslin.
And then I will take the dodge action.
Ooh.
Something I learned from
Gain that
esports.
I've never seen you take a dodge action before, Kovacs.
Is this allowed? You do that.
It's part of the rules.
I do that.
I had an entire printout sheet of actions you can take in combat earlier when we first started the show. I don't know where they are now.
That was one of them.
Whoa.
All right, so you take your movement action, you go around them, you more or less place this group between you and Raslin, and you ready yourself to defend against incoming attacks. So I believe your AC raises by 1, correct? Or
No.
Dodge?
They get disadvantage.
Oh, they get disadvantage. You're right. All right. Sometimes I go in between versions of this game. All right, so they get disadvantage on attack on you, and that is your turn.
Yep.
All right, Wordblend, it's your turn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they rolled pretty low.
Nice. I'm gonna stay with him on this. I'm gonna follow and take the dodge action.
Okay, cool. So you mimic that. You also take your 30 feet. You end up exactly where Kovacs is, and you prepare. You're like back to back. I don't know what this
Actually,
is. Like karateing.
Wait, so I can make a movement and then take a different action, right?
Yeah. Instead of dodge, you could do something else.
Oh wait. Just dodge.
All right. Disadvantage on attacks on you. Okay, so it is the soldiers' turn. They see, they're Mook soldiers. They're prone to underestimating their enemy. They see that it's just the two of you. So a couple of them are like, "We're gonna do this ourselves. We'll get a promotion. Yeah, I love money." So a few of them will take a swing at. Let's see here. 1, 2. Okay. At Kovacs. This is probably going to be a poor choice on their part. Yeah, so 3 of them come at you, doing their best. They're doing their very best. I didn't roll twice because it's disadvantage, and that's not going to hit. And they're wildly swinging their cutlasses. One of them has like this really crappy like pistol that he tries to get a shot off, and it just misfires and it blows up in his hand. They're unpracticed sailors, and most of them are probably drunk.
Cool.
Right? So they're slashing wildly at you. You're just like, no, block with the sword. Just let that hit my armor, I guess. That's fine.
I'm just doing like the Neo, like.
Yeah, exactly. Another few of them come at Wordblend. and they attempt to do some actual damage. That's a 7. And just like with Kovacs, these unpracticed sea swine just try to overwhelm you with numbers, but you're a hardened mercenary. You know how to fight 3 to 4 people at the same time. Oh, by the way, this is very important. I assume that you would have probably taken a couple of the swords they found.
I was literally about to ask, because the last time I was here, I had like a damaged, like cracked D8 generic.
In the previous session, they found 2 adamantite longswords. And I'm willing to just assume that your character would have taken.
Thank you.
Right?
What are the stats on these bad boys?
So they're 1d8 plus 1 swords. They're made of adamantite. So any inanimate object you strike, you automatically crit.
Okay.
And of course, they're very, 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 very durable.
So that's +1 to hit and +1 to damage.
Okay. So while these sailors are coming at you, these are 3. One of them has a large warhammer. One of them has a battle axe. The other, like you, has dual wielding cutlasses. The axeman comes at you. You're very deftly just sort of walk aside, and he gets his axe stuck in the ship.
I want what you're drinking, mate.
He's like, there's like 40 of you right now. The axeman comes at you sideways with his axe, and you just, you can see it coming from a mile away. You just tilt slightly to the left, doesn't even touch a hair on your head. And the dual wielding cutlass guy tries to intimidate you with these strange martial arts things he's doing, and it takes his entire turn almost.
And then I take out my pistol and shoot.
And he starts walking at you like this blender. He's like, ah!
General Grievous.
Right. And you stick one adamantite sword out, and he's like, he starts wailing on the sword, and before he knows it, his cutlasses are just shreds. Just tatters, just like, oh. And that was 6 of them. Let's see what the last 4 do. Kovacs, the last 4 attempt to come at you. Ooh, this might actually do a thing. What is your AC right now?
17.
It doesn't.
Let me make sure. Yeah.
It doesn't. It doesn't do anything. These soldiers are slightly more skilled than the previous just random drunken sailors. A couple of them actually know how to hold a sword. It's impressive. They know that the pointy side goes to you. But they are in fact no match for your swordsmanship. And after some bit of parrying and dueling, they fall back into a ready position, just unable to penetrate your defense. And that is, let's see. I'm gonna see if the remainder of the soldiers that you frightened are able to join combat. It was DC 14, correct? For wisdom.
Yes.
All right. No, they're still unsure.
Cool.
So they're like, I really think we should go. No, we could be fired. You get paid? Like one of those things.
And the diaper crew is like permagon. They're never.
The diaper crew has jumped off the ship. Like you heard them going, no, not paid enough, not paid
And
enough.
they've actually jumped into the water?
Yeah. Into the waters with shark clutch. Which we'll get to in a second.
Wild.
It's going to be great. They do have poop in their pants, though, so watch out. Okay. So it is Razlin's turn. Seeing that you're very easily taking care of these soldiers, Razlin considers his options, and seeing that these sailors aren't really doing anything to you anyway, he's just like, all right, I got a great idea, and aims what amounts to be a mortar at your general location. And with a thunderous poof, you see this flaming ball of fire and molten destruction just sort of sail through the air and just coming right at where you are. So both of you really quickly roll a dexterity saving throw.
No.
see what happens.
Does dodge not do anything for that?
Dodge, I don't think.
It doesn't make sense.
It's because it's not so much an attack. It's kind of a spell.
That you think would be dodged.
You think that? But I think and I could be wrong on this rule, but I think unless it's a melee hit towards you,
it has to be like some kind of attack roll.
Yeah.
So they get disadvantage. Otherwise, it's okay.
Yeah, if he came at you with the saw blade, then definitely.
Yeah.
But this mortar.
It's going to be 23. A big fat 12.
12. All right. Werblund, you will take only half damage from this. You feel a little singed, but you are able to dive out of the way.
Can I Google this real quick?
Yeah. If it turns out to be incorrect, I will gladly retcon it.
You do get advantage on dex saves.
For dodge?
Oh,
thank you. Thank you.
so
Okay, so I won't Google it. Great.
Oh, sorry.
You probably won't, but you will get to reroll your 12.
It's the same.
Even roll changes can't help.
Watching smiles upon you, friend.
Just like as this thing's flying toward
You
you.
were probably Kovacs, you were just holding some dude's head as he was trying to swing at you. He was like, this is really upsetting. Werblund, where are you going? All right. You're going to take a mortar
Cool.
to the dome.
Cool.
It's
Cool.
It's kind of manly if you think about it.
Yeah.
Nothing manlier than dying.
Every man
it's
has
fine.
done
It's fine. We rolled low. You take 11 points of damage.
Yo.
Too
You
bad.
take it to the face. It turns out to be super manly. You know? Unfortunately for the remaining soldiers in that lineup, they will also have to make a dexterity saving throw.
God bless.
Let's see what happens. Holy crap, they actually make it. They did something good.
They're thick skulls.
Yeah, right. They'll take half damage, but they will be taking a big damage. Okay. Okay, so they take 8 points of damage all around.
They don't take the same damage as everyone else, but halved?
Yeah, because they actually made their dex save, so they will take half. And since they're slightly in a different position than you, I'm just rolling different damage for them. They're probably getting hit a little harder. Okay, so as the mortar hits the Black Lotus, you all feel the ship just rocking from one way to the next. It was a tremendous impact on the front of the ship. The smoke clears, and you see Kovacs probably coughing a bit, just slightly singed. A couple of the soldiers.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, a couple of the soldiers' shirts are missing. Like they're all darkened with soot. One of them breathes out a cloud of smoke. One of them has lost half their hair. It's that kind of vibe.
You gentlemen look right ugly.
Werblund says safely from the side. All right, so that is the end of the first round of initiative. However, before we get to you two, Winkerbean will take an action himself. Seeing that the fight is going questionably, right? He manages to skitter towards where Raslin is. You see him kind of like share a bit of like information. He's like, and you can't really make out what he says. But before he does anything else, he turns to the mast. Still haven't seen you, right? You see Winkerbean produce a small but growing ball of lightning in his hand, and he shoots a lightning bolt spell straight at the mast.
No!
A large crack comes down the middle of it, and Trixa, you feel the entire thing just start to rock back and forth before finally picking a direction, and it is starting to lean.
Okay.
Destroying their own ship. It's fine.
By the way, what was the structural damage from the mortar? Eh?
Oh yeah, I was wondering that.
The structural damage,
Yeah.
it's taken quite a large chunk out of the front of the ship. It's you see a good portion of the ground having just burnt away to cinder. You can see below the ship, you see like random quarters, random sailors running back and forth. But it's not. It hasn't done so much damage that any sort of sinking or any sort of real structural integrity damage has taken place. It's just more or less a flesh wound on the ship. But it does significant damage to the ship itself.
Good.
So there is that.
Excellent.
Yes. All right. Really quickly, Trixa, you are on this teetering mast.
Yes. Was I able to get up another climb
You would
before
have to make
initiative
one
started?
more athletic roll to get
Okay.
up there. You are in the middle.
How high up, feet-wise, are the cages estimated?
Probably another full movement.
No, like total.
Total? Total. I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
How high up are the cages total?
Probably. This is going to be another 15 or so yards of climbing to reach the.
But like from the ground.
Oh, from the ground. Okay. Let's see. You probably around 45. Not 45. Crap. Just escaped my mind. I had the number. I want to say about 25 to 30 feet a drop.
Okay, A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Oh my god.
That's a lot. Okay, basically...
Bicycle.
I'm going to. Basically, I want to turn to the right side that it's not falling so that I can like ride it down.
Okay. Okay, so you scurry around to the opposite side.
Yeah.
Right.
If it does not harm my like, I want to like fully prep to like ride this as safely down as possible. And I'll stay in this position. That's the best I can do.
Okay. Just to put your heart at ease, the dogs have gotten out of the way.
Good.
Yeah. Just letting you know. All right, so you're just prepping yourself to be like,
Yeah.
this is gonna suck probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to surf it down.
Okay. So you get yourself in position and the thing is starting to come down.
I mean, it won't be more than one turn, right? Like it's going down.
It's gonna take a bit of time because it is teetering, but within the next turn it is gonna come down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ride it.
Okay. Pluck.
Yes.
10 poopy soldiers have landed in the water.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah. And since you're a shark, you could like it's noticeable. Yeah.
Smell their fear. Literally.
Yeah, that's what it is here.
Totally.
Has the ship sunk significantly in this time?
Not significantly because technically it's only been like a couple minutes,
Oh, sure.
and it is a very large ship. But it is taking water.
Okay. If I were to do I have an idea of what it would require to wild shape and try and climb up?
Yeah, I mean, you would probably get up there with one good athletics roll. You spend the turn. You'd spend the turn climbing, and you'd be there in the following turn. But otherwise, you have to find some way to fly up there. You have to find some way through the bottom of the hole you made. But it would. There's enough kind of stuff on the outside, easy enough to climb. You know, and the athletics roll will not be very high. Is what I'm saying.
I'm just gonna terrorize these soldiers in the water, just really hone in on
Jaws it up like.
jaws straight toward them and be like.
So you pull one of these like. Nah. You're like, oh my God, there's a shark! There's more poop. So at the last minute, you're like, "Oops, psych."
I do one where I like swim really low and then like come up from the darkness from under them.
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
All right, so you start seeing these soldiers try to climb on top of each other, like, you know, the bottom totem pole kind of thing where they like climb on one person's shoulders, someone climbs on that person's shoulders, and they just sort of like cycle.
Oh, I want if they're like trying to like tower up, I want to see if I can like bowling just like right through them. Like,
well, actually, let's see if you can. Yeah, roll athletics in the water with advantage because you're a shark.
okay. 16.
16, and with a very satisfying meaty thud, you charge right through this group of soldiers, shattering their formation and just having them fall all over the water in their soiledness. They're panicked now. They think they're about to be eaten by sharks. They're clawing each other in the face, trying to get away. This is the one way. I just didn't want to die. I just didn't want to be eaten by a shark. And all those sort of like last minute like I'm finding religion. I found it.
Cool.
Well done.
Yeah, good job, Plug. All right, so top of the turn, Kovacs.
Okay, so we got a nice big hole in front of me. How far is Rockskin?
Rockskin. He's a good 35-ish yards away. If you took your whole turn to get there, unless you dash, you'd still be a tiny bit short getting to him in melee range.
What's behind me? Like what parts of the ship?
The ocean.
So I'm like right there.
Yeah, you're like at the front of the boat.
Oh, so I'm about to be cornered. Great. Cool. So I'm gonna cast Crown of Madness on Rockskin.
All right.
Can I? Do I feel like I can? Like, can I see him?
You could. Yeah, he's in line of sight.
But like, can I see him? Or is he like
Yes,
full
yes,
Megazord?
he is. He's behind some what looks to be glass, but it is transparent, and you can see him.
What does Crown Madness do?
I charm them. So it attacks other things.
Like the boat.
It's a weird kind of charm because it's like it's sort of charm, but they're also like kind of freaking out, as I recall, right?
Yeah, A twisted crown of jagged iron appears on its head, and a madness glows in its eyes. So he's got to make a 14 wisdom save.
Okay. All right, King of the Cannibal Minotaurs, can you make this 14 wisdom saving throw? It's like the third 7 I rolled tonight. He can't.
Lucky sevens.
He can't do it. Okay, so you see in the little pilot cockpit this mystical crown of iron just snaps onto his head, and you can't hear him because he's in the thing, but you just see him going like. And he's flailing, and you see the adamantite golem just sort of like, and if it had fingers, it'd be doing this, but they can't. And is that that's not a bonus action, right? That's your
Yeah, it's a full action.
All right.
I think I'm just gonna stay put, cape blowing in the wind, embers glowing behind me.
That's right.
As I hold my sword with my hand out.
Right. Only
with
slightly studded.
Yeah, it's like missing an eyebrow.
You choose what it targets, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Do you choose on his turn, or do you choose right now?
Must use its action before moving to make an attack against something other than itself that I mentally choose.
Okay.
So
on his turn.
I'm gonna think about it.
All right, Werblin. And this is concentration, right? Really quick. Is this a concentration thing, or is this just a thing that happens?
I don't think it is concentration.
Okay.
Just like you have a crown now.
How long does that last?
Congrats. It lasts a minute.
A minute, and he gets a chance to break out of it, right?
Oh, it's concentration up to 1 minute.
Oh, it is concentration. You must use your action to maintain control of the target or the spell. And also, the target can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
And how many little soldier dudes do we still have around us?
We still have, you still have 10 of them, but they're all messed up.
All right. Yeah, I suppose I'll just start hacking away at the nearest ones.
All right, yeah, the one without a shirt and missing part of his teeth. That is...
Yeah,
that guy.
sounds like he we put him in misery.
All right, roll to hit that guy.
All right. I get +1 to hit.
You get +1 to hit.
It's 8.
8 to hit.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss him. There's still too much smoke, and you can't quite separate him from the smoke. They're all sooty.
Okay.
But you do, I think, get a second attack.
Yeah, Horbricker. Can I use it on him, or do I have to use it on?
Oh, you can use it on whoever.
Okay. That is a 20. Not nat.
Yeah, you absolutely hit him. Please roll for damage.
Wait, I have to roll a d8.
And remember, these have.
You got it. 3.
3 points of damage plus your strength modifier for.
I use Dex mod for finesse. Do I use both or just Dex?
These swords don't have finesse. Is the thing.
Oh, I thought that was a class thing. My bad. Okay.
It's some weapons.
So 4 then.
Okay, some weapons have finesse.
Okay.
Your earlier swords had finesse. These unfortunately do not.
Okay.
So 4 points of damage. That is actually enough to kind of finish this guy off. He's already badly burned and scarred. You just sort of come up and right in his back. He barely looking at you. He was just looking at where the mortar was coming from. You impale him right in the back with your adamantite sword. It bursts out of his chest, and he's just like, terrible day. And he goes down.
Anyone else?
So we are down to 9 soldiers. And it is their turn. Let's see what they can get up to. Wow. That's actually a natural 20 for these mooks. Never rolled a natural 20 for mooks before. That's amazing. I literally never have. Okay, so this group of 3 soldiers now panicked for their lives. Right? They start. They see that their the weapon hands they have are just shaking with panic. Like, I don't want to die here, man. I don't want to die here either. We gotta do something. So they flip out and just start hacking away at your general location, right? And Kovacs, they managed to just, because you're concentrating on this Crown of Madness, they managed to get you in the side with one of the warhammers. Just boom, right in the side, right in the ribs. It sucks. They didn't even mean to do it, but they caught you. So it's gonna roll damage really quickly. That's once again, 11 points of damage.
Ow!
Right to the side. I'm sorry, not 11, 12. It's double.
Jeez.
Sorry about that. Math is hard.
Madness concentrate.
It is.
So you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage. And do you have to make a concentration check now because you took damage?
I might. I don't really know exactly how concentration works.
I believe it is a con saving throw.
Yeah, like is it immediately if it didn't even do anything?
Immediately.
Damage.
Oh boy.
But your con is pretty high, right?
Yeah,
It's Constitution save? Yeah. Do we know what I have to beat?
I believe it is damage taken, so 12.
Okay. Should work. Okay. 16.
You're good. You're good. that sucks, but you're like, ow, ow. But you managed to hold on to it.
It's very important.
Yeah, it's a very, very important spell. All right, so that was one group. Let's see, there's one more group coming up. Let's see if they can. Okay, to Werblin. What is your AC?
With my armor, it is 14 plus my dex mod, so 17.
Okay, yeah, you're too agile for them to pin down. Yeah, they come at you with dirks and cutlasses, and one of them has this mallet. He's just trying to, he's probably one of those ship engineers. To be honest, he's just got this hammer, and none of them can find parts of you to stab, bludgeon, or maim. You're you're pretty lightning quick getting out of the way of these blows. And the last group of 3 rolls another 7. Just freaking 7. Yeah, they also come at Werblund. Just 6 sailors are on you, and we can assume, spurned by the promise of getting your daughter back, you're in this, Zen sword dodging mode where they can't get a single hit. And it's obviously very frustrating for them. One of them actually takes a break while the others are trying to swing at you. They're just like, okay, back to it. But yeah, they can't land a single hit. It is Razlin's turn, and it is your choice now what he does.
Do I see Winkerbean?
Yeah, Winkerbean has noticed that there is a crown of thorns crown of madness on him, so he has been sort of just keeping his distance from Razlin.
Can I shoot a mortar?
at Winkerbean?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Danger close.
So you're just like, Razlin, that way. Razlin Rockskin is just like, and he just starts hitting buttons on his adamantite golem, and the cannon just starts to lower and lower and lower until it's dead aimed at Winkerbean. And you can just sort of see Winkerbean mouth, son of a bitch. And with a large explosion, the fireball hand cannon just launches another mortar straight at Winkerbean. You don't see what happens after the impact, but you do see the explosion. A good chunk of the ship towards the back, towards the doors and stuff that lead down into the bows of the ship have just been blown apart. Pieces of the Black Lotus go flying everywhere. The decorative lotus petals that come up in the middle of the ship are just burnt up, sizzled, just blown off the side of the ship. Now it's a half lotus ship. And as the dust clears, you don't see Winkerbean, but you do see the crater and hole it left in the middle of the ship, straight down into the bows.
Okay.
Huh.
And that is
I'll take it.
And he gets, and after the turn, he does get his wisdom saving throw, and he rolls a 16. So he manages to shake the crown off his head. Your concentration is broken. He's too angry and ornery now to be controlled. And he turns his attention back on you.
You better not have killed him, you flesh-eating freak!
I'm not even sure what happened. You can't even hear it. He's just like,
he's mine!
Actually, Werblin, speaking of which, before this turn order is done, I want you to make a perception check really quick.
That's a 1.
Yeah, nothing.
Life goes
You're enjoying seeing what just happened. You're like, yeah, life is good. Don't worry about it. Okay, so now we're back to you two. And at this point, the mast has almost completely snapped and is in the process of falling over. You have braced yourself against the ship, and you feel it slam down onto the deck. Right? You don't have to roll a saving throw because Izaz cushions your impact by manifesting just enough to absorb a large amount of the impact as it hits the ship. However, this mast coming down like this, the steel cage at the end of it is now hanging precariously off the side of the ship.
Oh,
with
they
your
didn't hit
friends
the
in
floor. Okay.
Yeah. And looking back, you see that there's not much left of that little separation between the mast and the ship, it's not going to hold. For much longer. You hear the splitting of wood as it's starting to kind of do one of these. And you're there in the middle of it.
Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Cool. I guess I'm gonna run that way to the cages.
All right. You get up and you can make it all the way to the cage without too much trouble. But you do notice that the more the more it's kind of.
Is there anything along the way to the front that is very heavy that maybe I could push on top to anchor it?
There's a couple of broken pieces of wood, but I don't think it would be heavy enough to anchor it. But you do find plenty of very solid rope. But that's all you find along the way.
Would that work physics-wise? I'm not sure that would.
Roll intelligence really quick.
Okay. A 4. I took 0 physics classes.
Professor Trixa.
Yeah, in Professor Trix's head, you're like, rope already attached to wood, could attach to something else, maybe work. That's what you come up with.
I would like to take the rope instead with me, and I want to tie it to the cages. If that works.
Sure. Okay, so you take the rope, it's tied to the mast itself, right? And then you run it down to...
I don't understand.
The rope itself is already attached to the mast that you're on,
okay.
right? So it's sturdily attached to said mast. Now there's bits and pieces of it overflowing that you can move in one direction or the other, right?
Okay, you know what? No, I'm just going to run over to Keiichi's cage.
Keiichi's cage? Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they're all in one cage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you run to the cage.
Geez.
Do you have the rope?
No. I am prioritizing getting there.
So you get there and your friends recognize you. They're like, "Oh, Trixa! Thank goodness it's you! Get us out of here!"
And I want to rage and swing my hammer down on whatever is the weakest point or lock or hinges or anything.
Okay, so you manifest Azaz in your rage. Seconds later, the crying of lizard babies can be heard as this terrifying monster is looming down on this cage at them. And you roll to hit the lock. See if you can just sort of overcome its hardiness. Right.
Is this an attack I can do recklessly?
Yeah.
Off the edge of a... Because the point of raging. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. 15 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, you absolutely hit the lock. Yes.
Okay. And then that's 10 bludgeoning.
10 bludgeoning. Oh, you had an axe.
Oh, slicing, I guess. Whatever it is.
The axe. All right.
It's not magical, whatever that is.
So, as you swing it, in your rage, and you can't exactly hear, but Top Button's trying to scream at you, "Hey, don't do it! It's made of adamant!"
No!
Your axe hits the lock, and there's a huge crack that goes up your weapon.
Cool.
So yeah, Top Button wins. It's like, "Oh, I tried. I'm so sorry." The lock stays where it is, and your axe is slightly damaged.
Is the lock made of adamantine or the whole
The lock
thing?
is made of adamantite. The cage is just like a steel cage. The lock itself is adamantite.
Okay.
though below you, as you whacked away at this lock, you do see, while you're working at it, even in your rage state, you do see something coming up in the water below you. And it parts the surface, and you see a very familiar skull, screaming skull. Yeah. And as it parts the water, and it spits something at you. Make a sleight of hand check to see if you can grab what it spits at you.
14.
14. Yeah, you do. The warblade from earlier that Pluck looted is spit right into your grasp.
Oh, good. Okay, yes.
That chip's on your side, man.
He's a good boy.
And that's made out of adamantite, right?
Oh, it's definitely made of
Right.
adamantite. It is the adamantitiest thing you own. Would you like one more whack at the lock with your new...
I would love that.
Yeah, go for it. Swing again.
I'm not in initiative, so
You're
it's
not,
not like
you're just kind
it
of
matters.
off screen.
Okay, and that's a 44 giant sword thing, right?
It's a 3D. I'm sorry, I got the stats on this.
The only one I wrote down was 44 giant sword thing.
3D4 plus 1
Okay.
weapon.
Okay. 11.
11. It's enough. It's a lock. It's stationary.
Okay, great.
All right, roll for damage.
Oh, plus 1, 12.
Yeah.
3d4.
Plus 1.
Plus like strength and stuff.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
9.
9 points of damage. All right. You managed to catch the lock at its thinnest point. It's one of that little point. So you go down and you shear away that bit of adamantite, and the lock just kind of buckles and snaps in place and tilts and falls into the ocean. Unfortunately, the door that opens leads right to the water. So
Yep.
everyone's like, whoa, okay,
Yep, cool,
okay,
great.
thanks, thank you.
Glad I did not grab that rope. Yep.
That would have been an interesting science experiment, though.
But it's okay, not grabbing the rope probably gave me the time to swing at it again.
Probably. All right, really quickly. Pluck. If you were still circling the ship, you'll see the stuff that's happening with the cage and your friends and Trixa. Otherwise, you hear massive explosions going off on this vessel, and the poopy sailors are still trying to swim away from you.
Okay.
As fast as they can.
What do I see from the last explosion? I see that chip come out of this, that crater come out of the side of the ship.
Yeah, absolutely. So you see a big wooden reinforced door just fly off into the ocean. It lands not near you, but close enough that you're like, oh, well, that's a big piece of the boat. Bits of wood and metal debris just fly off and just start sinking into the water. One thing, however, does catch your attention because you've seen it before. These explosions have dislodged one of the depth charges the bow carries, and it falls near you. You don't know if it's primed. You don't know if it's going to explode. You just know that it's been jostled loose and it fell into the water near you.
How near?
15 yards.
Did I have a gist of how big the boom is?
You remember the boom was quite expansive. Even at 15 yards, you may not be safe.
Okay. Nope.
Start swimming away from the depth charge.
Do I see any one of interest?
Any one of interest? It's people who may have fallen into the ocean?
Yes.
Let's see. Aside from assorted sailors and stuff, no one that you recognize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pluck's just kind of swimming around. His internal voice as a shark is different than his speaking voice. Just kind of hungry. Getting bored. What are we gonna do after this? Wonder if someone's gonna die. That would suck.
Pluck thoughts as his friends are in mortal peril.
As a shark, looks up at the ship and considers climbing. He's like, nah.
There's explosions up there.
Got little scrawny bird arms. Can't make that climb. All right, I guess I'll just enjoy my new home.
This is life now.
This is my life. This is fine. It's quiet down here.
As
Can't hear
you're
people scream.
as you're swimming away from the depth charge, you're a shark. Make a dexterity saving throw with advantage because it does go off.
Cool. 17.
Yeah. So you're able to away before it catches any part of you. It does rock the ship a little bit from the side, and you all feel that a depth charge went off, and the ship kind of tilts a bit, rights itself, and it's starting to wobble because it is starting to take on a little bit more water down there. The depth charge did not help.
Oi! Oh, what's going on down there?
Yeah, your sea legs need some time to readjust. Explosions everywhere, and now from down below. Okay, so, top of the turn, Kovacs.
Do I still have that one power?
Which one power? For your sword?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm looking through our DMs to where you said what it is.
You know what's funny? Technically, Marcelo is still with you.
Oh.
The half turtle.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna. Has anything?
There's 9 soldiers still in front of you. They're all fairly injured because of the mortars.
Cool. I'm gonna kill some of them.
Okay.
Yeah. We have 2 attacks, right? It's been so long since I've swung my sword. Okay. That is high. 27.
Absolutely.
And 1.
Oh. All right. Well, roll for damage on the first one.
Okay. This would be 13 plus. I forgot what the damage on that.
So it is
On that fun ability.
quickly. It's 2d6 plus 1, and then it's an extra 1d8 for your necromancy.
So 13 plus 3, 16.
16. 16 points of damage total.
Yeah.
You just run through. You give him like the Sephiroth cloud treatment. You know what I'm saying? Just always wanted to do this, it seems like. Right? And he dies immediately on your sword. And you just from having experienced a lot of necromancy in the past month or two, you can already tell that the power that Dwight has instilled in you is already beginning to turn his corpse on your sword, and he will be turned by the next turn. Unfortunately for you, because you rolled a 1 on the next swing, so elated that you're finally getting, another zombie minion. It's been so long. You just have this turtle, who's not really good for anything because he's half a turtle. You spot your next target and you're like, you swing your sword back, and the guy flies off.
Into the water?
Into the water.
Cool.
And you're distracted long enough by that to not attack the guy. You're just like, oh shit. Damn it. But, and you end your turn frustrated.
Yeah, I'm sure that looked horrifying to the other guys.
Right.
It looked terrible.
Yeah, he doesn't know what happened.
No one can understand why he's so upset. He got one of us. Why is he so mad?
I needed that.
He's always like that. Can I just send Marcelo to just send him after a guy?
You can't. You know what? Let's
see what happens.
I'm gonna put Marcelo into the third order.
All right.
Yeah. Well, look at that. He's at the very bottom.
Appropriate.
Yeah. You roll 3. All right. Yeah. Your eternal friend. You can give him orders now, and he'll try to do it on his turn.
I just want to tell him, kill someone, would you?
No.
And he starts lumbering towards random folks.
Kovacs, that is questionable at best.
It's a theme with us, isn't it?
I never said I didn't like it.
That poor guy's going to turn in the ocean. He's just going to be wandering forever at the bottom of the ocean. Wordblend, it is your turn.
Okay, how many of these boys are left?
There's 8 of them left, and they're all pissing themselves with fear.
Okay. Well, describe the ones nearest to me.
Okay, so the ones nearest to you, one of them is the one that lost all his hair in the mortar. The other one has lost his pants, but weirdly enough, completely okay otherwise. Just his pants are missing. And you're not quite sure if it was the mortar that took the pants off or if he just disrobed.
What about the guy whose cutlass has got?
Oh yeah, he's still there. He's hiding behind the guy with no pants because he doesn't want to engage with no weapons.
Oh, where's the guy who took a break while he was?
Oh yeah, you can get at him too. He's rejoined the fray, so he's still trying to get at you. He's right next to you.
I don't like laziness. I'll go for him.
He did. His cardio was bad, but yes, please roll to attack.
We got 14.
14. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you absolutely hit.
Okay. D8. 8. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, 9.
9 points of damage. Oh yeah. So this guy, he's out of shape. He's already haggard. He's taking his big weapon. He's like, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, come on.
You do the you go and you're just the Anakin thing. The Skywalker.
Any last words, man? Yeah, I thought so.
It just rolls off. Kills.
No son of mine. So I get another attack, don't I?
You absolutely do.
All right. I turn around to the rest of them like,
just took that guy's head off.
I'm gonna go for Pants Man, or lack thereof.
Go for it.
That'll be a 16.
Yeah, you hit.
All right. I'm gonna go from the bottom and just in between his legs and go upwards.
Oh, Vlad the Impaler style. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So you slide down and you take a sword and you just go, and pops out of his chest. And as he's twitching, dying, he's like, come closer. Come closer.
Do I have to?
I gotta tell you something.
Alex.
I took the pants off. It was a fetish.
There's no shame in that. There's a shame for being terrible at fighting.
It's already dead. He just had to pass that information on before he died.
I'm talking to a corpse.
Yeah.
It's been a day! Who's next?
I talk to corpses all the time. What's weird about that?
We have yours move.
You just have to talk to them nicely.
Do you want this one?
Wordblend, as after you try to purge that information from your mind, make one more perception check.
Okay. That'll be 11 plus 15.
15. All right. This entire time, over the sound of combat, you finally catch your ears catch Katri's voice. She's been shouting this entire time, trying to get your attention specifically. Right? She's been trying to tell you, Wordblend, your daughter, she's below deck. You can just go find her right now. You just go get your daughter. The ship's sinking.
Oh, bollocks. Am I able to, leave combat right now, or?
There's a hole straight down into the bowels of the ship right next to you that Raslin has made.
All right. Tally-ho. And as I walk towards the hole, Kovacs, you've got this, right?
Oh,
you've got this.
Not a problem.
I just jump in.
Wordblend.
Bombs away!
Exits combat. Kovacs, you're soloing this entire encounter by yourself.
That's what paladins do.
Oh, goodness. All right, so there's 7 soldiers left. They're going to try to take their turns, and you're the only target now, so...
Wait, weren't there 8 when I made my last attack?
Yep.
And then I kill 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. 6. You're right.
Nice.
6.
Nice.
There are 2 groups.
Is, did something happen with Rockskin while I was gone?
No. He hasn't
He's still
taken
up
his turn.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one group tries to. Come on, Snack. Stop blocking my dice rolls.
Where is Snack, by the way?
With me?
With her.
Still? Okay, cool.
So that's a 2. These shell-shocked sailors are. They're trying to attack you. Some of them are just banging harmlessly on your armor. Another swinging his weapon, but weakly enough that it's just sort of like. They're all exhausted and maimed. The second group comes at you. Snack, come on now. So you said your thing was a 17? Mm-hmm. Close, 16, but still you were able to outskill these last group. This is the same group that knows how to hold their swords, so they actually have some moves, but you're able to deflect very easily. Your swordsmanship trumps theirs by a mile, and you easily hold them at bay. Razlin's turn comes up next, and he will use his movement to leap over the mast that's downed and bring himself much closer to where you are. He's not in melee range yet, but he's maybe now 15 yards away. Right? And he takes aim one more time at you and launches another mortar right to where you're standing. So go ahead and roll your dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 21.
Nice.
Blackjack.
You take half damage. You're able to just dive out of the way in time. The mortar takes out the remaining front portion of the ship. It scatters into the ocean. It's just the Black Lotus now is just missing its nose, and its damage is going to be. Where is that? Okay, let's see. Ooh, crap. Okay. Let's see if the soldiers make their dex throw. No, they don't. So you take 10 points of damage. Okay. They take 20 and are incinerated by the mortar. Warblend, you feel this impact right after you get in. You look behind you, and all you see is ocean.
Holy.
This mortar erased the front of the ship.
Woodland exit stage left.
Right? You're like, nope. Kovacs, you have tanked 10 points of damage. Let's see. And Razlin's screaming obscenities at you, but you can't hear him. He's trapped in his cockpit.
Yeah, is that so? You speak up.
As the dust clears, and technically it is Marcelo's turn, you notice your turtle friend. Holy shit. Marcelo rolls a natural 20. Wow, okay. So with the remains of his war axe, his, little flower split turtle, Razlin just doesn't see it coming. And Marcelo heaves his axe, and a good chunk of this metal embeds itself into the glass case right near where the gem is. Not on the gem, but right near where it is, and makes a huge crack in it. And now he's stuck. He's just attached to the...
This is the turtle we're talking about.
This is the turtle, yeah. He's just sort of stuck to this adamantite golem.
Okay.
And he looks back at you like...
You're doing great. I believe in you.
You're doing great, sweetie.
All right. So, Trixa, you're hanging over this cage. It's a long way down to the ocean. Your K-Tree, top button, they're all just sort of like, okay, so what was the plan after this?
K-Tree, do you have magic that could help us right now? Do you have mending? Do you have something?
You want me to mend what?
I don't know, like the mast or something, to just hold us up here.
Right. Let me give that a shot. She does have mending.
Yeah, can she see it from there?
She's gonna have to climb up and try to.
Okay, I can help her.
Okay, yeah.
Is there a situation? I was in the bathroom.
So basically, Winkerbean had lightning bolted the mast,
Right.
And above the mast was the cage that held all most of your friends, and it came down crashing over the side of the ship. So it's now tipping precariously over its side, and the cage is just kind of like
Dangling over the water?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, who's in there? I missed that.
So it's Katri, Top Button, the lizard babies, at least most of them.
Okay.
And your 3 lizard friends. Plus, the 2 and the one that sounds like Kermit. Yeah.
Got it.
All right. So I'm going to give Katri a advantage to athletics as you pull her up over the cage. She's not going to need the second roll, I think. Okay. Yeah, she definitely, with your help, gets flung up onto the cage. And she's like, I'll be right back. Yeah. Don't go anywhere. She dashes over, and with each of her steps, you feel the mask just going. And Top Button's holding the little crying baby. He's like, could you do me a favor and not be a demon for a second? These kids are like pooping all over my hands.
Sorry, this is helpful.
And
I mean, probably my rage ends on this turn because I didn't.
Right, you tried to say that, but more like you're like. Katri makes it over. And she is going to have to make one more. Okay, it's fine. The mask kind of. It's right, but she's able to make it to the other side to kind of counterbalance the weight a little bit, and she starts to cast mending on the broken part of the mast as quickly as she can. Yeah. Now, mending, it's
limited.
It's limited, and this is a very large mast, so she's doing the best she can. Some of the wood does start kind of forcing itself back together, and you feel the mast slightly stabilized.
Yeah. I want to run back and put as much weight on it as I can.
Okay, yeah. You dash back to it. You help.
Very small.
Right. all of your weight sitting upon the mast. Though now that you're back here, as you guys are doing your work, you do notice Razlin has leapt over where you guys are, and his back is to you, and you see the fight now happening between
okay.
the adamantite golem and Kovacs, and you do notice Kovacs is the only one there. So that's just information for you. And now that the mast is starting to stabilize a little bit, you see over towards the end of the cage that's over the side of near the water. Top Button is starting to climb out of the cage. The lizard folks are helping him up. They're starting to escape. Right. So you've started to free
escape onto a sinking ship.
Yeah. And looking beside you as you're sitting on this mast, the 3 hounds have joined you. Hi,
babies!
Yeah. They think this is just what they're supposed to do. It's like, hey, our favorite person. And they just climb up and they sit on the mast with you.
Good boy!
They're not quite sure what's happening.
You're doing great.
Yeah. They're really happy.
Everyone's doing great.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so we'll get back to you in just a second. Pluck, what are you doing? You still just...
Any new developments out here?
The ship is a little lower in the water now.
Seemed like it'd be an easier climb.
Yeah, it would be an easier climb. The ship has sunk enough that it'd be even less of an athletics roll to get up there.
Am I aware of the horror boat thing of its existence? Did I see it go underwater and stuff?
Yeah, you saw all of that.
Okay.
I mean, you came with them on the horror boat.
Right. Do I know if it's still functioning or?
Make a perception check really quick as a shark. And you know what? With advantage because you're a shark underwater. You can sense things very easily.
No. Oh wait. I need to look up shark perception, not mine.
Shark perception.
Let's see. Am I less perceptive as a shark?
You're specifically a reef shark.
Yes, I am.
Good to know.
Okay, it is 17.
17? Okay. Yeah, you do notice that the horror boat, as it were, is still sailing about the waters. You see it drawing the fire of the remaining Thizbandar ships because they are still firing on it. It is just a little slower than it was because it has been pretty injured by the initial fireball.
My main thing is just like if I unshark, then I want to make sure like there's a way out. Yeah. Because otherwise I'm like can't swim.
It is pretty far out, but if you call to it, it probably would hear you.
Okay. I'm going to try and climb up.
All right.
So I unshark.
You unshark. You're a bird in the water, flapping your knot wings around, and you climb. Give me a athletics roll.
Okay.
Quick.
Whew. That's 2, and my modifier's -2.
0. I don't know if I've ever seen a 0 get rolled.
Wow. You reach up with your thin bird arms.
So wet.
Turn into like a
water is really heavy. So, you
As it is.
You give it the old college go, and you maybe even get up like a foot or two, but the water's so heavy, and you fall back into the ocean and you flap around.
Cool.
You know what? Take one more athletics roll. Just it doesn't take that much time to flail around.
7.
7 with the -2.
Total 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. That's enough. That's enough. You rally. You rally. You shake off the water from your wings.
He just like flops on his back on the edge of the top of the boat, just like.
After you fell into the ocean the first time, you looked over and you see a ladder.
Ah.
Yeah, that's how you got. Yeah. Ah. Yeah. You discovered the ladder and you were up there and you were gasping for breath.
Before he climbs up, he's just hanging and like almost drowns, sees the ladder. It's like.
Pristine ladder in full working order. All right, you've made it to the top now.
Cool.
As you catch your breath, you notice Trix on one end and K-Tree trying to fix the mast. You notice Kovacs staring down this adamantite golem by himself. You notice most of the front of the ship is gone, and Werblund is nowhere to be seen. Neither is Winkerbean.
Why'd I ever leave the water?
Oh, look who decided to show up.
He like tries to say something. He like throws up a fish. Like,
big mood.
Now, Pluck, you can take this opportunity if you like to join the initiative.
Sure.
All right, roll for initiative.
Sounds thrilled.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. You take Werblund's spot, basically. All right. So that's your turn. You join the initiative. Really quickly, we'll go to Werblund. Werblund. So as you're making your way through the bowels of the ship, it's not the layout isn't too different from other warships you've been on, so you can pretty much guess where is where. However, it is, even though it is very panicked down there, there's whole slew of soldiers and sailors running back and forth, getting equipment, making sure the boat doesn't sink, all that stuff. So give me a stealth check.
Can I cast Pass Without Trace?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That gives you advantage, I believe, right?
It's
plus 10.
Plus 10.
It's plus 10.
Plus 10
straight up.
advantage.
That is a 16 plus 16, so 32.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. Silent like a ninja.
Like a ninja.
Better than a ninja.
I am a ninja.
Only if you run with your arms behind you for part of this. You blaze through the innards of the Black Lotus. You pass several rooms filled with scurrying soldiers. They don't notice you at all. There isn't there's a lockdown armory you pass. There's a mess hall. There's a storage rooms. But you, being an experienced mercenary, you do find yourself close, and you can tell that you're pretty close to what would amount to be the captain's quarters, right? And as you get there, you do notice the door ajar. Someone's already been through this way. Looking around you, there are no immediate danger. There's no soldiers or guards on duty. Everyone's too busy trying to keep the ship afloat. What would you like to do?
Is there any way I can figure out if there's someone in the quarters without revealing myself to be there?
Make a perception check with advantage because you are super sneaky right now.
Okay. 22.
Yeah, you very quickly do one of these, just in case. The room is empty. However, you see that the main desk that dominates the room has been pushed over and onto its side, and a trapdoor beneath has been opened. Mm-hmm. You don't see anyone in there, but the door has been opened.
Well, that's where we're going.
All right, so you... I'm going to keep your stealth check because it was so good. So you stealth down the flight of stairs under the that was under the desk. You travel down a fairly darkened corridor. There are a couple torches here and there, but not too many sources of light. Fortunately for you, you're a deep gnome. Darkness is your thing. You don't really need them. And finally, you from the sound of the water outside, you can tell now that you are in a portion of the ship that's already below the water. Just muted waves crashing against the ship, and soon you enter into this fairly cavernous space deep beneath the ship. And what you see, actually, give me one perception check around as you enter this place.
17.
17. All right, great. The walls of this room are lined with black powder bags. A lot of them.
They're flammable, particularly explosive.
Particularly explosive.
Okay.
Black powder.
Okay.
And towards, this cavernous hallway, surrounded by these extra black powder bags, you see at the bottom two what look to be spherical, kind of makeshift pods. Pods that would fit one or two people. And next to the pods is what looks to be an escape hatch. Right? And who else but Wingerbean is sort of just tinkering next to one of the pods. Inside the other pod is Lizzie. She is blindfolded and her hands are bound. But she is conscious. She obviously looks nervous. She looks like she's yelling something, but you can't hear. Whatever this material is made of is fairly soundproof.
Do I have any indication of what this device is?
Just giving it a once-over, it looks to be fairly seaworthy, but there's no real mode of, propulsion. So this pod looks like it was designed to just sort of rise to the surface.
Yeah.
Should they ever need it.
Like an escape pod type thing.
Yeah.
How sturdy does the glass-like material on it seem?
You're not familiar with it.
Okay.
It's up to guesses at that point. You're not sure.
And his back is to me?
His side is to you. He's not completely turned around.
All right. Well, I'm coming to stab this motherfucker in the back.
All right. Roll stealth one more time.
With pass without trace?
Yes, because
It's over 30. 33 this time, actually.
All right. So yeah, you.
Oh, wait, sorry, 29.
You're able to stealth down very, very quietly. Your daughter sees you, but she's your daughter, and she's fairly smart, and she does not change her behavior. Right? She sees you out of the corner of her eye, but she doesn't stop doing what she's doing.
I give the slightest of smiles.
Right? You've taught her well. You have one free attack on Winkerbean.
Okay.
And that includes both strikes. And you will have advantage on them.
Okay. Can I use my bonus action and put Hunter's Mark on him first?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just like...
What is that? Seems to be some sort of mark.
So, am I rolling to hit first?
Yeah, roll to hit first.
6.
6?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunately not gonna hit.
Was that a hit with advantage?
Oh,
that's right. I thought it was 6 with advantage. All right, go for it.
14.
14? Okay. So one, your is this the first hit or is this both hits? I'm sorry. I think I
mean, they're done separately, right?
Right. So this is the first hit.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you reach back. Was it 15? Right.
6.
Yeah.
And you come down.
Wait, no, 14. 14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay.
13 plus 1.
Yeah. Okay. So you come down with the sword right at the base of Winkerbean's neck. You're like, I'm just going to do this, finish this in one fell swoop.
Hold on, before we do this, just because I'm so bad with stats, is there anything I add besides my weapon modifier to hit?
Proficiency modifier.
See, I knew I was missing something, so that's
And
actually...
strength?
Strength.
But maybe you don't have any strength.
I don't think he...
I do have plus 1 strength.
Okay.
I don't know
So
if he's
then
proficient
that
in...
suddenly becomes a...
Long swords?
Yeah.
What kind of...
Oh.
So...
Plus 4 then?
That would be an 18.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
plus 1 from the weapon, plus 1 strength, plus proficiency. Sorry.
Okay. So you cut right, like you aim for his neck. You feel the telltale resistance of mage armor. But you're so amped up, you cut right through it. Winkerbean is aware just quickly enough that someone is attacking him because of the mage armor that he moves just enough that you don't decapitate him, but you do slice deeply into his body. Roll damage.
Okay. 1 plus 1 is 2. I get an extra d6 from the... Okay, 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay, 7 points of damage. Got it. All right, your next hit still has advantage because he's still taken aback.
Okay. Am I rolling separately to hit, or am I just rolling damage?
Rolling to hit.
Okay.
It's still got to be another swing.
Where did my d20 go? Oh, there it is.
With advantage.
Okay. Another 18. And
This time, however, Winkerbean has a reaction to your attack now that he knows you're here. He very quickly uses his reaction ability to cast shield. Right? So he gains an extra +5 to his AC until the start of his next turn, and that is enough to deflect your next.
And your second roll wasn't higher than that?
it was 18.
Okay.
It was another 18.
So while you get him once very super good with your first strike, he's just quick enough to be like, and your next blade comes down and it is stopped prematurely by this mystical force. And he looks you right in the eyes, is like, Warbland, we meet face to face, huh?
Long time coming.
Really quickly, we're going to come right back to this. I just want to cycle through one more round of combat. Kovacs, it is your turn. He's 15 feet away now, and the little glass thing is damaged where the stone is held.
Can you describe that?
Yeah,
thing?
sure. So this adamantite golem, imagine it's like a swiveling torso. The torso has a really ugly face on it. It's Raslin's face. You know, but like really poorly done. You know, it's one of those.
So it's like even uglier.
Yeah. Super gross. But right below his face, right at his little tummy, right, a square, what looks to be glass structure that holds the glowing red gem right in the middle.
Yeah. How
and
big
now it's
is
been
it?
cracked. It's about the size of your face. It's a pretty good size.
Okay. And Marcelo doesn't have an adamantite weapon, right?
No.
So I'm under the impression that I could very much break this.
Probably.
All right, let's do it. I'm gonna go run up and make 2 attacks on this glass.
So if you aim for the glass, the AC is far lower than the actual golem, right? But you will. I'm going to say you're going to swing at disadvantage because he knows you're going for the thing.
Yeah.
Right. And plus, it's a much smaller target. But the AC again, much lower.
Okay. Okay, that might, 18.
Yeah, you hit it. You hit it hard.
Nice.
Roll for damage.
I get to reroll both of those. 7 plus 5, 12.
Okay.
And I don't know if necromantic energy...
It does.
It does? Cool.
Roll that D8.
Where do I put all my
Poor
stuff?
guy at the bottom of the ocean. He's a zombie by now.
7 more.
Oof. Okay. You effectively shatter the glass case holding the stone proper. Raslin seems very freaked out by what just occurred. He's trying to step back, but without the glass casing, there's nothing holding this red gem to the adamantite golem itself, and it just topples out of it. And the golem immediately, like, it had raised its saw blade to come down on you, but very, very quickly it just loses power and goes, stops inches from your face, right? Raslin's pounding at the controls, and when he finally figures out nothing's working, he looks at you and he's like,
Just give him a little smirk. First, I'm going to grab that gem.
okay.
And then, if I have any turn left.
Upon closer inspection,
Yeah.
this is a piece of Dwight's phylactery.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, shit. Just tuck that away.
Raw necromantic power surges through your hand.
Tubular. And does it look like I could just open the door and pull this idiot out or what?
He's like 4 feet tall.
I can figure out how to get it and open the thing up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I wanna drag his sorry ass out of there.
All right, so you rip open the glass shielding, and he's like, okay, hey, look, I know what this looked like. This looked like me attacking you with this adamantite golem, but I was mind controlled the entire time.
I'm not even listening. I'm just dragging him.
I'm innocent. I invited you into my home. I fed you a guy. Come on.
Do I sense horror boat?
Horror boat? Yeah, it's around.
Especially with that
Can I call it somehow?
You're still command control undeading it.
Yeah, I just want it to pull up, next to... I'm just just be yourself. And I throw Raslin on there and save this one for later and just command it to
So it does. He lands in the boat. It's like, oh my god, what is this thing? Oh, is that blood in the veins?
Somehow you're more annoying than the boat.
All right, you've captured Raslin Rockskin. Okay, so moving from that, the rest of the soldiers have scattered. Without the backup of the adamantite golem, they know they have no chance. So they run back into the bowels of the ship, trying to help their friends just keep the thing afloat. Trixa, at this point, with you, the Hound, and Katri's help, the mast has been stabilized. Your friends have gotten back on board in the ship, and everything seems to be okay for the moment. Right? You still don't pluck you join combat a little too late, but it's okay. You know, you didn't have to get fireballed in the face. Everything's all right. Marcelo is still stuck to the
Oh yeah, no, I'm bringing him with me. I mean, I'll gently guide him to the horror boat, you know, just so he's safe. He did good. Pat him on the head.
All right, so you pat Marcelo on the head. He likes it. He's like,
Do I hear the horror boat when it pulls up?
yeah,
Can I do things right now?
it screams. Yeah, sure.
I would like to lead the escaped friends and my puppies to the boat, horror boat.
Okay. So you lead the friends who no argument from them. It's like, yeah, I think I'm done being a prisoner. Let's get out of here. So you lead them to the boat.
Were the lizard babies in that group?
Everyone except
Zerts.
But I'm just now seeing the lizard babies
Yes.
coming out of there. Oh,
yes,
shit.
you can count them. You're like, no, ooh, we're missing one.
Oh, big surprise! Who's missing?
The one who can talk. But yeah, everyone else makes it aboard the ship safely. Just as you lower them down, you three notice that from the back of the ship, more soldiers erupt from the bottom and make their way to the top of the boat. Now, at this point, however, it doesn't really seem like they're here to attack you. They're starting to commandeer like little skiffs off to the side. They're trying to push each other out of the way, and you finally realize why. And Pluck knew this entire time, but the ship is now starting to rapidly sink into the ocean.
All right, guys, the ship's sinking.
Yeah, cool. How'd that happen?
I think it was some kind of shark.
Wow.
Weird. It was very strong. Very scary shark.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
All right. So what's the plan now? Now the ship is starting to go down. There's like 50 or so soldiers and sailors between you guys and escape boats, but you do have your horror boat. What would you like to do?
How many layers of like decks am I below right now?
You're below like 6 or 7 layers.
Okay,
This is
so
a large
nothing is audible.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can hear the water, like you're submerging. And you guys know that Wordblend is not back yet, obviously.
Can I, really quick, just cast Speak with Animals so I can talk with the rest of the lizard kids?
Yeah, sure.
Just like, all right, lizards.
We haven't seen him. Her? Him. We haven't seen him.
Don't assume they haven't.
No, we're months old, weeks old, and
Right.
even weeks.
Right.
Right.
So they're not around.
Well, he protected us while you were gone.
I wasn't asking that.
Some would say abandoned.
I wasn't asking that.
You know, it's a word you could use.
When
But,
was the last time you saw them?
well, when he was fending off the attackers who took us, and that was the last time, back at the inn.
So you haven't seen it since.
We haven't seen him since then.
Great.
He was pretty mad about you leaving.
Okay, I just break the. I was like,
The abandonment thing really sucked.
can't,
Just so they're yapping.
can't hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't understand you.
All right. What do you guys want to do now?
I just want to ensure that everyone's on the horror boat, and I want to give my puppies some jerky.
They're really appreciative.
And I'll run down into the boat, but only so far as I can see an exit.
Okay.
You know?
You go into the boat, and you know there's still folks running about. They're not even really paying attention to you. Some of them just run right past you. Right. Give me a perception check really quick, and you can take your time because you're not in any danger. So have advantage. Take a nice long look around.
8.
8. It doesn't, it's not too hard to see within the ship. I mean, the way you entered in, you do see, what appears to be the captain's quarters. You do see a locked armory. You see a mess hall. You see bunks with random, chests and stuff belonging to crew members.
Okay, I'll try to get into that armory.
Okay. All right. Roll. It is locked, but you can either choose to try to attack the door or just use a strength check to see if you can just Izaz your way in.
Yeah, I want a strength.
Okay. In which case,
I'll rage again.
Yeah. Which gives you advantage.
13.
It's not a very sturdy door.
Oh, good.
You're able to kick it down pretty easily. And within, if you want to give me one more perception check, I can tell you what you find.
4. I'm really good at perception.
All right. Well, with a 4, you do find that most of the good stuff has already been taken by some of the crew members, but you do find a large amount of gold. They were hoarding 2,000 gold pieces.
I'll grab as much as I can carry.
With Izaz, you can probably drag the entire chest with you.
Okay, cool. I'll take that up.
Okay, so you guys see Trixie disappear down there. You're like, oh, well, maybe she's going to go help Werblin. Moments later, she drags a large chest of gold from the bottom of the ship, happily, onto the deck.
The lot of you.
But that is a lot of cash. Okay, really quickly, back to Werblin. Okay, so you guys sort of stare each other down. You have like maybe one person between you now. The situation's tense. Winker being kind of like itches at the gash that you left on his chest, and he's like, Werblin, 2 gentlemen of business at each other's throats. It's disgusting. Come on. Let's make a deal, you and I. I have nothing personal against you. I have nothing personal against your daughter. She was just insurance. Okay?
Some kind of business you run.
Yeah, look, I never said it was this. Anyway. How about this? All right? He reaches into his coat, pulls out a little bag. He jingles it to your merc ear. The coins within don't jingle like gold. They jingle like platinum. He places it on the ground in front of you. He's like, that's 100 platinum coins, Werblin. That's enough for you to take Lizzie and start a whole new life somewhere. Where, I don't care. Just let me go. And let me finish blowing the ship. All your friends will die, but hey, you don't owe them anything. Come on. Just take your daughter and go.
What does he exactly have against them? Because I've missed a lot.
So he works for the Thizbanar as a mercenary, the Thizbanar army as a mercenary. And, you've been a pretty huge thorn in the sides of Sabre and her plan to take over this island with the Thizbanar forces. And what he gets is mission accomplished. He gets to erase all of you. And with the assumption that you will take your daughter off somewhere and just start a new life. Mm-hmm. That's what he gets. And of course he gets to live.
Okay.
What do you owe these people, Werblin? They're psychopaths or necromancers. You have a death knight on your team.
You're not wrong.
And a monster. Did you see the monster?
Yeah, I saw the monster.
So come on, Werblin. One businessman to another. I got nothing against you. I got nothing against your daughter. Take the money, take your daughter, and go.
And you'll leave me alone?
I mean, unless someone pays me to hunt you down one day. But, I mean, come on. Business, capitalism. But likely not to happen.
And if I don't?
Well, if you don't, I guess we're gonna have mano a mano.
What?
The one-on-one, like a like a fight between two people.
Is that a real term?
I just made it up on the spot. I know. Sometimes I make up words. Anyway,
What is
so
Spanish?
what do you think? That's a lot of platinum. Your daughter's right there. She'll never know what happened. She can't even hear our conversation. Tell her whatever you want.
I go to put my hand out.
Okay, but like lose the swords. I'll shake your hand if you lose the swords. I don't want to get stabbed if I shake your hand, Werblin. Come on. You wouldn't shake someone's hand if they were just carrying swords. All right, hold on. You make you feel better? Hold on. He just drops his little pimp can. There. Now I'm disarmed.
Like you were gonna do anything with that.
It's a heavy bludgeoning weapon. I could have harmed you.
Give it to me.
Okay. He goes out. He reaches.
I'm asking for the coins. Give me the coins. I don't want to shake it.
Oh, okay, fine. Why did you reach your hand out like that? It was here. He picks up the bag and tosses it at you.
I look at it. Let's pick it up. I throw it straight at his face as hard as I can.
Roll to hit. And I think this is going to be Dex instead of Strength.
Wait. So use my Dex modifier instead of my...
because you're throwing.
14.
14? Unfortunately, it doesn't get past his mage armor, but it does crash against it, and there's a shower of platinum coins, right? A shower of it. 100 platinum coins.
Plus, like up top is just like, something's wrong.
Something amiss in the universe. Trixel's like having heartburn for some reason. There's a lot of acid. Werblund looks you right in the face like, is that how it's going to be?
Suppose it has to be then.
That's really disappointing, Werblund.
Because Winkabane, I could have taken money. To be honest, I hate them a little bit.
I mean, who doesn't?
But the problem is that all that money, all the money in the world, couldn't be worth more than the pleasure of killing you.
Huh.
And, I'll just get the money afterwards. Always thinking that.
Yeah, very smart. Very smart. Not sure if it's going to go down the way you think it is.
Are we just going to continue talking about it?
No. He starts to point. He starts to point at the wall. It's like, you see those?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think I'm ballsy enough to ignite them?
Think you're ballsy enough to die?
You think I'm ballsy enough to die? Come on, Werblin. Take a step closer. Let's find out.
Try me, motherfucker.
Do you take the step closer?
Yeah.
He lightning bolts the wall. And that's where we're going to end this session.
Cool.
The wall is laced with black powder.
Cool.
So that's where we'll pick up next time.
That's a terrible way to sail a boat. With pirates on the ocean? Why? That's a terrible idea. Wow.
Yeah. So,
I'm really enjoying the chat reactions that last little bit.
it's going to be really great coming back to the scene. I can't wait. Good job, you guys. Good
Time to roll new characters.
All right, yeah, we couldn't get to the end of that, but so that's what next session is for, and I'm super excited. Well, first of all, thank you guys for joining us for Dark and Dicey. Does anyone have any announcements?
Well, really quick, I found out that I won't be here next week, so
Okay.
I don't know if you want to, if Pluck will just idle, but whatever you guys decide to do. But
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Well, your character's dead now, so
yeah.
There's been a nuclear explosion at sea.
Well, let me play the death.
Anyone else?
Yeah, similar to last week, we're doing round 3 of the RPG Sports event. This time I will be joined by Anna.
Yeah! Rob last time, sir.
We were.
All right.
It was a lot of fun. So Saturday at noon Pacific on twitch.tv/RPG Sports, and we're going to kick some ass.
Hell yeah, I will be watching. Really quickly for me, if you're a Toonami viewer, December 8th, a show called Megalobox will be airing, and I will be voicing Gearless Joe, the main dude. Whoa, so if you like anime, if you like anime in the style of 90s anime, you might enjoy this show. If you've been missing the Cowboy Bebops in your life, please give it a watch.
And if you're going to PAX Unplugged, which is next week, I will be there with the rest of the cast of Dice Camera Action. We have a booth. We're doing signings, and we'll have a fireside episode. I think we're doing. So go. It's gonna be fun.
Speaking of conventions, I should probably mention that I'm doing Louisville SuperCon the last weekend of this month if you're in the Kentucky area, and I'll be at Holiday Matsuri in Orlando in December for Christmas convention fun.
Same.
You will?
Yeah, you're gonna be there?
Yeah.
I thought that was like your convention. Yeah, this is recent. I think they just announced me or are about to. We just finalize that. So
Get him to bring the rest of us. We'll have a live show.
it's the idea. That would be really fun, actually.
That would be
That would be
amazing.
really fun.
TBH.
Cool. Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
thanks.
Let's have fun there, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on Dark and Dicey. This season is wrapping up in, I think, 1 episode.
Hey,
Next time for now.
whoever said, "Wow, I can't wait to watch Werblin grab his desperately for his daughter, only to be cheated from his dying wish" in the chat, you can really.
Damn! You can really harsh. We'll see what happens. But yes, please tune in next Monday for the season finale of Dark and Dicey. We will see you then. Goodbye.
Bye.